محمد خير خلق الله إلى الله تعالى يا محمد حبيب الله سيد الأولين محمد رسول الله سيد الآخرين أدلمن كنت باس دنيا فلاكرا سمودا تبي ورمولا كلا محمد دودا تبي ورمولا كلا ملامني أرجعنا دادا ورمولا كلا محمد بادي يا ولبيكو كلا ملامني نياجنا كلا سوكو بيلو النبي تلوك ولا دين على دندك كلا محمد لا ننجي كوكي على دي يولو ننجي كوكي على دي نيجي كوكي على دي جنة ومنا جي كوكي على دي إلى دنيا نسينو سنينا إلى الله تعالى
Good evening and welcome to today's news review. You live on Mamos Radio. I'm your host, Rohi Konatige.
Welcome to Gambia Today News Review. Listeners, you're tuned into Mamos Radio on Mamos Media. It is Friday, 23rd of April, 2021. I am Nene with a review of the nation's top headlines. Lawmakers raise concern over rampant increment of house rent. During a recent session of the National Assembly, lawmakers unanimously raised concerns and debated that rampant increment of house rent in the country, which they described as irregular and uncalled for. In his contribution, Honorable Bakari Kamara, National Assembly member for Kiang Central, stressed that there is no control in terms of the way people conduct themselves with regards to rent, noting that according to the 2014 Rent Act, landlords are not allowed to increase their rent without consulting area councils, and if one is asked to pay rent in advance, it should not exceed 3 months, and the standard of the house must be thoroughly looked at. He added that the landlords are just building houses, giving them out to estate agents and bestowing on them with the responsibility of collecting their rent. And if the landlord decides that every month the rent is $2,000 or $22,500, the collector or estate agent will add another $500 or more, which he said is one of the reasons why house rent is very expensive in the country. GAF promotes 189 soldiers to various ranks. Over 180 soldiers of the Gambia Armed Forces GAF of various ranks were last Thursday decorated during a ceremony at the State Guards Battalion in Banjul. 25 were promoted to sergeant, 39 to corporal, and 124 to lance corporal, respectively. The ceremony took place at the State Guards Battalion in Banjul. Addressing the soldiers, Brigadier General Toru Jaune said since the dawn of the new political dispensation, several officers had been promoted to various ranks within the GAF after sitting to promotion exams as part of a wider reforms of the armed forces. Darussalam lacks safe, clean drinking water, dead snakes often found in the well. Residents of Darussalam village in the Samai district of the Central River Region North, CRR North, have acrimoniously complained over what they call lack of safe and clean drinking water in their community. The villagers have to fetch water from a 55-meter deep local well using a pulley. They use the water for all domestic purposes. Livestock owners also fetch water from the same well for their animals such as cattle, cows and sheep, among others. Speaking to The Point exclusively, Adam Job, chairperson for the Village Development Committee VDC, described the lack of a borehole in the village as one of their greatest constraints. historians saying Gambianizing African descent a golden opportunity. A seasoned Gambian historian and writer has said granting citizenship to the African descendant community in the Gambia will be a massive economic opportunity for the country. The Council of African Descendants, a community of people from African ancestors born outside the continent who have now returned to the continent, are found in many African countries, including the Gambia, have been campaigning for the Gambian government to grant them citizenship. The group even took their case to the new defunct Constitutional Review Commission for a possible inclusion of a clause to make them citizens in the ill-fated 2020 Constitution, and have also unsuccessfully attempted to meet President Adama Barrow for him to formally welcome them to the country. Former Gambian soldier Omar Sadio faces prosecution for obtaining Gambian passport by false declaration. Omar Sadio, a former Gambian soldier who was dismissed from the army by the current government, is facing prosecution for obtaining Gambian passport by false declaration. The accused person accused of attempting to obtain a Gambian passport by false declaration, contrary to sections 31H and 32 of the Immigration Act. According to partners of the offence, Omar Sadio, around 22nd of October 2018 at Banjul, attempted to obtain a Gambian passport form and also sworn to an affidavit of means to change his date of birth instead of 24th of 4th, 1984 to the 10th of the 4th, 1984, thereby committing an offence. Listeners, thank you for tuning into Mamos Radio on Mamos Media.
Thank you, Nene, for today's news review. Listeners, you live on Mamos Radio. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back. We'll be back with the Mandinka News with Lamin Maro.
Assalamu alaikum badingulu bali konton na tolo na konton limala nal badi malam ni marondol kay kiyamansa felen dunta albela moy kan Mamos la radio mbala bi to bakaro telmo ani saba arijumo 2021 ndalta ka kibaro me foti ndal ma janin ka ke fonsi Bulletin tu ani ka folo men ya lonko iken sembantu ya wato bela nimbe kibaro nyindi kol kono na lambar lalu men ya lonko be duniya fana jamaala bi be tentu lambe jayila ile lamor ko nyumala anin tridi kam la kafuba me ya lonko be duniya kono pour ka hanama de nyanto fasa ile kafu fana kan sembantu ya wato bela nimbe kibaro dila anu nena on Mamos Media Foundation be Gambia na dokulalu ani na lambar lalu ani na dokula me Gambia bantam ba fe be ala barka bake ala do ko kendola semenke ngaki waro ko folo diala janan ka don ki waro fama kono intembola National Assembly member menalon ko député Bumbalo ye kachake ko ibe wosiri ko ni watolo molka luaso menke e ko luaso dabe jawyaarum bakale anun control man traje eto laftara nyawnya e ka silindile e ka kula menalon ko sayen ay miro sile andu bo ko ni kachakan ka jiben e bo bondla nyami ki war bunda men bonde wala Mamos la mediate GFA men kala Gambia Armed Forces in Tembola ikoye bembake me alon ko sojaro dolbe je yela makamo ñu lafa men tara fo sojari keme sojar tansi anin kononto iko ñu be me alon ko bora Armed Forces le andung e la palasolu be place palasol matra blackling dolu yemenu sementu ya wara yemen palasol lafa birin cobra kara lance cobral men tara fo mo wulik mo keme mo tansi asiata tile ni watolo kibar bunda men fane bonde fane Mamos la mediati mbeduno fane kono la ngabondale nyoto anu Dar Salame ya lonko sate membe Sami district otundola olfanela wosiedi iko in Tembola jiku koleate bulubakele anu dame ya lonko eka jebi yenyi watolu iko ajionyi amasene ko watu wati nitaraje kara sal wala fata kono anu ngimu kuti me lonko koleate bulubake purka jenyi pruto sai minola kwa purke la hajolu topoto e point la newspaper le bondi ofana mbeduna kono ngabondale nyoto ani ko tarika safelalu wol fanan yela woshedi pour kaje ko puruma Gambia la masa kuna si korosirke pour mome ya lonko e bonsumo mu african loti ani be sabatri banku doluto pour si isamano Gambia waran ye silo dila pour si Gambia dia isa sotno nyamen ko yimbe kala kutume ya lonko ab Gambia la safaro fanan aba sembentu yala bake standard la newspaper la imbondi o fanan be duna kono ngabondale nyoto anum fana ko Gambia sojar ko me yalan ko kafay Umar Sadio ko ya baye membay ko nyi watulu ya muta iba samala luanya tlengola kanda tapale yale ke tumo mena alafta Gambia passport pour ka nyinin ay to mendi wara ay kulu men signeje e ka anala kulu manta wala ko don ay tapale yale ke pour ka Gambian passport nyi soto for yale nyi bondi o fana meduna ko ngabe bondale nyoto semeke do ngado kibaro nyi fankono na député bumba wulela woshi mendi ko in tembola bunjolu wara luwasulu membe selekan e kutime ya lonko ay mira bake ana isula wala atne ye kataba meeting ke pour ka jiben e be ko nyin tenkumbala nyamen ani ba kacala nyamen ka bonde e ko nyimu luwale teme ya lonko akumayata bake andu nyanda ka korsi ani député me ko nyim fam mamandi wala honorable Bakar Kasama me ya lonko atemu Kiang Central la député leti aynyum ko nyim fo akonina ta jiben sai bundo nyim bilabe fo la fa kan Gambe nyamen kula me ya lonko atambeta nane la foisi korosir kala e ko ndu luwani ndedata la me ya lonko 2014 sango nyin kono me ya lonko yo luwade dal ron me ya lonko wala nyi beten kuma kaji ko momang luwa soto ka foko be bunjo la fala diate nyamen na atra in local government masakunda dingol membe tundo la ini men kacha pour aller ko le fay nyokan kaje bunjo nyin wanyanta adanya kala fa nyadile e ko nyunu be nyaaka sinyinale e ka bundalu lafa ani e kulu men fana la kunna tola o fana ko le abata mulu buru pour ye luwaso nyim pour yake e ko sa fotata tembele to fan utule kamenke ni tole bunu ji iko ito labunjo nyata kake wuli fulalati wara wuli fula kemelulu ni adi mo la men ya lonko be lafla wala ka luwaso nyin kaniye wol fana yele kemelulu laje wara nyin estate company lu wol fana kemelulu laje wara fen pour de fanasi profit so nyamen iko nyine atna koleata bake pour ka bunjo wara pour ka luwaso jona Gambe banko kan ani mo kute me ya lonko anyanta kadanne tibar bunda men bonde wala mo Mamos la mediate e ko intembo fana GFA mendara fo mo keme mo tang sey anin kononto yewol la maka mo lafa Gambia la sojar bundato nyintata la tambila e yimiti mbanyinke ila banjul ila ami kampo nyi membeje e ko mo ani lulu yewol la maka mo lafa yewol ke sergeanti mo tang saba anin kononto yewol ke corporalty ani mo keme mo ani nan yewol ke lance corporalty nyintembo nyina bri la maka mo nyi lafa ani ko maka mbaya ke banjun ila battalion membe banjun yenyim bengo ko woleto e ko be ndlanyin kachanyin keta men keta brigade general turo jawne aynyim fo akonyin keta kute ni masakunda membe sirin ten ila sioni sain tema ye amielu wara sojaruru ye jama bale la makamu ni lafa ani nyeke kute me ya lonko akumayata ani ni tembola ni fango exam wala ke waye yo tastelo ke wa kesemeti wala ke pour ka jibe wol kono jumala la makamu ni nyanda kalafa kibar bunda me bonde wala mu Mamos la mediate eko Daru Salam ya lonko abe Central River mafonga CRL o sadi tul fanang yela wosiedi eko intembola akoleate bulubake pour ka gi seningo soto pour ke mingala waram pour ke le haji dolu topato na nyamin sate molu ni ila bembani eko kolon membeje ala jamfu ni tatal fu metra tallul ani lulu anu fanang pour ka saba fanga ka pulele ta pour ka jenyim bondi akon wo fanang eko dula kilo nyim fananta ikela bengol mindi wala la ay tol fonke min wala ani kala haji jamalu be topoto wala la ni kolon kilo nyin kono ani ben kacha nyin ke kan to momene nim point la kibatara le kacha ka ajin fo men kad Adam Joti be atlemu Adam Job atlemu chairman oti satanyin na kafubanyin ya fana ala hoshi yitandi akoy be tembo nyi mento e be lafila le pour nisi mako ro sotno mi alon ko e boholo siyeje mi alon ko sila kujama nyi sona ndino bula nyame ayin kibaro ndi pour isi mako ro warande maro sotno nyame kibar bunda min bonde wala mo point la newspaper te anun tarika safalalu gambianolu men ya lonko waran safo africanol men ya lonko e bonsum boda africa le nyimu kute men ya lonko ka nyin kuma ya tala nimman sakunda wo ye korsirkela pour ye gambia di ya dila nyimbe kulete men ya lonko ab gambia fama de mala bakele ani nyimbe kute men ya lonko yela wo shenyi yitandi pour man sakunda si korsirke pour ye gambia di ya dila nyamen ko ni okay nyimbe gambia la safaro fanan abayir wandila bakele ani nyuma moti me ya lonko itulu ye fanje ko e gambia no le mutu wan africa no le mute kan tutul la bon sungo bota africa le an wala atina sign i pareta pour ka signan ka fo e lake me ya lonko africa ba dole gambia la ta pour ka ke ila sateti wara la suti wala atina be lafra pour ma sakunda si korosirke pour ka gambia di ya dila ko watu tambita biri benyu loi ko to en safela il fanela wosi danyin kafundile pour isu labule me ya lonko to me lefta ka murnan pour isi la murnan su sone ya bulu nyamen ani si gambia di ya fanan isa sotna nduno bulu nyamen wo tembo famo ye ka to ke fam pour ka president baro pour ka anyoje pour isaje asi korosir kenyi tunko nyina pour men si de mano nyamen kibar bunda men bondi wala mo standard la newspaper te ani ko gambia ami me yalonko abe ami yalanu ya bay ka fa umar sadio iko nyin tembole ya muta ani ba sambala kitila ko ay makamle ko ray kuleke pour tout moment na be gambe passeport nyin la ay tolu mendi wara wulu sawli mendi ay gambe la luwa nyin tinyala bi ko aya falinne ko mas luwa nyi ya bay nyame iko nyi mo me yalonko ya tumi tout moment na be gambe passeport nyin na ay lalal falin me yalonko ani la luwa manta an luwa nyi me ya muta me yalonko immigration la luwa bu ko nyin ala section men kera tan sabanin kilin jangoni yinti andala tan sabanin fulan jangoni yinti nyini be o bayle ko ni be kaydo nyini la imang loi man dila pour ka fem falen je me yalon ko amanin tonya manta e ko nyin luwani me ya mutata umar sadio a tumomena a frabe banjun ay feroke pour ka game passeport nyin soto men kera 2018 sango kono october 22nd ay nyin ko watola anu birabe passeport nyin ay fomo nyin men signé ay dole men keje wara signero men keje kala wulu sango nyin awol be falene me ya lon ko ani silo nyin manta nyine atina luwa ya muto fanala kay menke ani luwa manta anu kibar bunda men bondi wala mu fore la newspaper de mbadu ngolo nyine mu kibaroti men fotata mi temena ka futa dalma nabe tata ko man solo no le ninga fa mafo kun sawda al salon na hadmeni yana so damalu annal badi malain maron dol kay kiyam mazal ba fla nembara fo nyatonto.
Thank you, listeners. That was the end of tonight's news review and commentary from the Mamos team.